Hello, everyone. Let's start with the Bitcoin market update first. We'll define our bias for the day, and then we look into altcoins, right? So, I just want to pick up where we left off yesterday, as in we have this volume profile structure from the previous few days. If you look at this consolidation, usually we spend a few days ranging like this, and then you have an impulse up, which usually results in this kind of a thin distribution, right? And the same thing happens. This is how the Bart-Simpson pattern is formed, right? So same, kind of like the same thing is happening right now, where yesterday we talked about the range being solid for a while, right? So we dumped, we built value, which you can see from this anchored volume profile that I've placed here, right? So we built up this range of value, and then we had a thin distribution up, and then we just bought it down, right? And if you recall, I said the moment we start losing this VWAP, we can expect prices to nuke much further. And that's exactly what's in motion right now. And I'm in a couple of shorts, by the way. You already know my favorite swing short, that is Celestia, TIA. So I'm short on TIA. I was short on Bitcoin yesterday. This is my short tool from yesterday. I'm not in a Bitcoin short right now. I'm in an Ethereum short and I'm in a TIA short. And I'm just charting Bitcoin till I'm looking for this NPOC first, and the same thing with these lows. If we take out one of these lows and then move back up, or even if we just tag NPOC and then we start consolidating, then I'll probably close my shorts, right? Not looking to long anytime soon because this is the value area of our swing so far, and we can even extend this. So let's extend this to be more and more. Sorry. Yeah, let's extend this a little bit. Yeah, yeah, we can extend this and then we can see most of our volume has been concentrated around this area, which coincides with the Monday low. And then we had this move above weekly open. We tried to get over weekly open twice, and then we're losing this high volume node. So the setup that could form right now is either we just build value here for another day because today we have FOMC and then we also have CPI tomorrow. So, if we build value here, I feel like it's going to be for one more day because you want CPI to give you that initial injection of longs or shorts in either way. So once you build value in a range, some news catalyst comes along, gives you an impulse, and then you fade that impulse, right? That's one of my favorite trading setups. If that does not happen, in fact, like we're already breaking down now, but price is hitting a few of my take profit levels, I'm sure. So we can just play the range for today, right? How do we play the range for today? One brilliant setup would be tagging this NPOC, and then it coincides with a few VWAP levels at the same time, right? So if we tag this MPOC, right now we're at quarterly VWAP. So if we tag this, move back above quarterly VWAP, then we can look for longs towards value area high of today and then value area high of the previous day, right? But that's just a scalp long scenario. The main issue that I have currently with price action is just as simple as that we've lost this VWAP from the August high sweep, and then positioning is very scattered right now, right? So trend is basically lower time frame trend rather is basically down, right? So if lower time frame trend is down, 4 hour, 2 hours, everything is down. We can't really get optimistic unless we see something that is really encouraging. I talk about this a lot, and I made a really good post about it, where it doesn't really make sense for you to long something like this. Like, unless, okay, this is the Monday low, but we're just bleeding down, and this is like a bouncing ball meme into the Monday low. So it doesn't really make sense to me to long anything down here unless we see some reclaim of levels. Now, if we look at volume delta, okay, this is slightly encouraging. It's all, while I'm recording the video, it's all happening right now. So This is slightly encouraging. In fact, give me a second, I'll actually close my some of my shorts. But context is that there's a lot of lows, a lot of liquidity here. There's a lot of very steep trend structure left here, and there's no particularly spot inflows coming into the market right now. Like every single day, Coinbase has been selling, and ETFs are no longer interested. So, don't long. Like you could have longed this sweep, you could have longed this sweep, you will now long another sweep. So that can give you some small 200, $300 bounces, but it's not really worth it to position that way. Because what's happened right now is that you had a three drives up with an increase in volume. So you had a one drive, two drive, and three drives up. And then you had volume spikes at the highs, right? So, and then you broke down structure. This is the weekly open. So the weekly candle will look like a large wick to the upside, and then you're moving down. So in that case, longs are not really favorable unless we do a strong reclaim, as we talked about. What is favorable is shorts, but can you just short the lows blindly? I don't think so. The time to position for that was in London session. I did try a few scalp longs in altcoins because every small bounce in Bitcoin will give like a 3, 4, 5% bounce in altcoins. But this VWAP is really concerning. And if we spike up, it's better to look for shorts. Like if we, for example, right, if we this setup can form today or tomorrow, does not really matter, right? So let's say that these are the highs here, and this is the value area high. Yesterday's value area and today's value area is pretty much the same. So a good short entry today or tomorrow would be that we move back above Monday low. A lot of people get bullish. Open interest rises a lot. There's a lot of buy volume. And then either we reject from this value area high or we reject from yesterday's value area high. And then you can target all the way down to this NPOC. I'm not saying you get it, but that's how a short plan should form right about now. Okay. Now, in terms of order flow, pretty much more of the same as we've had recently. So spot has been selling, and they even during this run up, you can see that we made these successive highs, and spot CVD was just forming a bearish divergence. So it means that there's no, and I track individual exchange flows as well. So there's no really asymmetric bid moving price up. So this looks like, Bitcoin really looks like our base case is just going to play out. And if you have been watching these videos, my base case is a move down to at least to 59K and then maybe 57K or so. Yeah, it's still in my drawing. Just these volume pockets I'm looking for. I want price to sweep at least this low and then sweep one of these lows, but not go all the way down till 52.5. Then, like a 52.5 sweep will not really be a long opportunity, in my opinion. But something really nice would be a move to 57.5, and that's my base case. Then we long it upwards. And that could be a really good reset for open interest. Right now, in fact, one of the bad things right now is, and the reason I keep saying that, today just like yesterday, we can have a range is because people just keep on shorting at the lows and buying at the highs, which means that unless there's some strong spot movement, we won't we won't get an impulse in either direction. Now, volume profile shows this, like you can just see the negative delta and then the increase in open interest this entire way. And then just look at the volume increase here. These dark blue points shows that there's excessive volume at these lows. So excessive volume here, excessive volume here, excessive volume here, and open interest actually increased, especially in this move, which means that people are shorting the breakdown of this range with really high leverage. And then we're also below session VWAP. So while shorting here sounds like it makes sense, it's not a good entry, is it? And this is why you can just expect, like if we get back into the value area for the day, we can just keep on continuing in the same value area for a while. Once you get some sort of an impulse, then we can decide on trades in either directions. So that's why I'm not really interested in any swing trades right now. Now coming to altcoins, same scenario. With Ethereum, it was just, Bitcoin looked bearish, and I just took a scalp short based off of that. So nothing too complicated. Simply, we had these. Oh, wait a second. I want to go to the hourly. Yeah. So I shorted a little bit here because and this is where I TP'd my long, sorry. This is where I TP'd my long, near 25, yeah, 25.10 or something. And then this is where I finally TP'd all of my longs. Now, I shorted somewhere around here. So my entry is mostly 24.50 or something. And then we had this spike up where I kind of added, and then this was my first TP. So there's nothing really of note on Ethereum. It just keeps respecting my volume level, so I'm just gonna follow that. Anything in between this range is just chop for me. Okay. I'm not really interested in any trades here. Now, what would make me bullish on Ethereum? To be honest, nothing. If we are bullish on the market, I'll just long something else. But what would make me really bearish is losing this 2350 area. Like if we come to this level and we don't do something like this, Ethereum's cooked for a while, right? Uh, a long that I took today was Saga, and I just it hit TP1 and then it's kind of just been nuking. So the reason I like this coin, right, and this is just like an uh, educational thing. You don't really need any indicators. You don't need volume profile. You don't need anything for this kind of trading, right? Just put on volume profile. Sorry, just put on volume delta and put on price action, right? So if you look at this coin, this was a very large daily range that lasted for about 94 days, 3 months, right? So 3 months we were in this range, and this is where we initially longed. I still have an alert here. So this is where we initially longed, and then we TP'd along the way. We rebought, resold, whatever. You can argue whether it was worth it or whether we should have just been holding it the entire way up. But what I want to say is this is a very large 3 month consolidation range. So coins that have broken out of these structures will likely outperform in quarter four as well. So right now, the reason it is struggling is because we have this supply block here, but if you look at price, like one dive, two drive, three drives up, so we can just come down to these levels and then keep on moving up. The reason is that leaders of the past 2 weeks will continue to lead as reflexivity kicks in, right? And then you can try and short it, like you could have shorted this, then people will try to short this high, then you'll say that okay, we have supply here, and then you'll say that we have supply here, right? But here, in my opinion, these coins are much more reflexive to the upside than to the downside because it has good fundamentals. It's a good new shiny blockchain, and it also has some unlocks that are in 2025, which means that there's no immediate supply to dump on you. So just throw on like a couple of EMAs, doesn't really matter which one. You can decide, okay, this particular red EMA is respecting price well or something, right? And then you have this controlled selling environment, and then you have like decent uh wicks to the downside support here, especially like something like this. If we can reverse this candle, it's like a really bullish sign. So a lot of sell volume came up here. If we can reclaim this, you can actually target for much higher, right? The reason I long this particularly is because we kind of had this bullish engulfing candle here. So we held the EMA, we broke the trend line, and then we had a wick to the upside. My first bias was that we fill this wick, which we did. And now we're holding, this wick because of the volume structure that you have here. This is much more significant on the 15-minute time frame. Now we're holding this, right? So if Bitcoin allows us, we see continuation to the upside. If it doesn't, it's fine. Like this was my 2.8 to 2.9. So this candle was my TP zone. Now you can consistently just keep on taking these trades every single day on the same coins, literally. So once you had this kind of a wake up and then you had a bias to fill that, you can just put your stop loss below the recent low and then you can target somewhere in the middle of the box. And this is like a 2 hour trade. I closed partials here. I'm still in the long. As long as we hold this wick, I'm still in that long. And then you can leave, 30 to 40% of the position to keep going for higher. And this is a very profitable strategy. And you can keep doing this every single day. The only thing you have to do is just keep an eye on the coins on your watch list, and then you can keep repeating that. One coin I was really bullish on was STX, and then I got stopped at entry. So if you recall, we long somewhere around here, and then we wicked all the way up here, right? So our first long was on this kind of large trend line, and then we reclaimed this trend. So I longed this coin somewhere around here, and then I relonged this coin somewhere around here on the trend line and the resistance break. And we took some partials around here, and then my stop was at entry. I got stopped out at entry. The fundamental reason behind SDX not doing well was the founder came up and they had the Nakamoto update, which they postponed again. But that really doesn't matter because like I made like $10,000 from this trade, right? And it doesn't really matter what your size is, like as long as you take reasonable decisions. For example, near is another one of those coins. So the moment we lose this, you can have shorts and longs running on coins at the same time. So you have this insane, sell volume candle and the selling continued. So number one hint for you is that there's a lot of selling pressure, a lot of passive selling pressure at the same time. So you don't really want to long this coin. Now, this is a bearish supply structure. So if we have this high, and then we have these lows. The moment price comes up here, you can scale into some shorts in this region. Then we lose this level. You can scale into some more shorts. And you can TP at the EMAs and TP at this EMA, TP at daily level, and then TP at these lows if we get them. All right. So you can just long and short altcoins every single day at the same time. And some of these might not work out, but that's completely fine. The only reason that I tell people not to bag hold altcoins is because of something like say playing out. So this coin, we held this structure and then we took this massive like 3.5 hour long. Uh, so we longed here, it kept retesting, pushed up, and then we just distributed and died. So the reason I advocate for not taking swing positions here, if we go to 57.5K as per plan, I am taking swing longs. I'm even, more or less, I am actually more interested in buying a lot of spot at those levels, right? But unless we do that, there's no point in buying coins that are up so much without a stop loss or taking momentum trades. Like just look at this same scenario as we talked about with Saga. You had this 3 month long consolidation range and we broke up. So you could have caught the long here, you could have caught the long here, but if you didn't, there's no reason to FOMO at these highs, right? Because right now a very clear thing has happened that there's this supply structure above us, there's this SR line that we're moving around. So while I do believe that this coin goes up in the future, there's no reason for me to just buy here and then be underwater and it does something like this. This is a very large move. There's a 15, 20% move, right? So I'm not really interested in playing these kind of altcoins. The only reason that I will long these is for a scalp long and then keep runners in. One of these days, now my next plan for something like say would be that you have this structure. You had one sweep into it, right? So you can just look at volume profile for this move up. Okay, so we have this high volume node here. There's this gap here. Hmm. Let me just, yeah, and then I think it's just losing all trends as well, right? Yeah, so there's a pretty distributive structure. I don't think I will be longing in this order block, but I do think I will be longing somewhere around here. So just based on this price structure, if we drop till, let's say here, we fill this volume gap. I know this is planning way too much in the future, but if we do this here and we have some liquidations and we have some large sell volume, I will be interested in longs. If not, if we sweep these lows and the same thing happens with volume, you can take scalp longs up till this structure. So, this is why, like, there's no set playbook. The only thing that I advise people on is do not bag hold, whether it be shorts, whether it be longs. It's just not worth it, right? Because for Tia, we were shorting around here. I held the short all the way down till 4.5. This is where my trailing stop loss got hit. And then I shorted the June low yet again. So I shorted the June low again. In fact, like today, daily open. So I shorted around 5 again because this is a coin that I'm fundamentally bearish on. And then you can look at this structure. There's nothing bullish about this structure. Like, why do you? This is a range, I agree, right? But the coins you want to short are the coins that have like this distributive structure above, fell down, and now are retesting it for a move lower. So this is the coin that you want to short, or the coins that you want to short are coins that since June have had this massive daily range and have failed to break out. Okay. So these are the coins that you actually want to hodl shorts in, just HODL. So these are the coins you want to hodl shorts in. And I want to potentially take this short all the way down to these lows. Okay. I'll keep adding and I'll keep shaving a little bit here and there. But given the bearish fundamentals and the shady team activities, these are the coins that you want to keep on holding for shorts. So I hope I've clarified some strategy as to how you can play these, and also at the same time given you my Bitcoin bias for the day. Whereas it looks like, shorts keep aping at the lows. Yeah, more of the same thing, shorts keep aping at the lows. So I hope this has been useful. And then I'll be posting more updates on Twitter. The day to day or the immediate trades that I take will be posted on the Telegram as always. So I hope to see some of you in there. And if you've not joined the Telegram and you're watching this video, I really hope you do, because all of these trade ideas that I've mentioned, I'll be posting an update for that there. And just before we go, SPX filled this gap, moved back above, kind of was retesting that when we closed. So if we break down here, like the scenario for Bitcoin, uh, as per our plan, would be that we gap down a little bit, fill the gap so we can take some Bitcoin shorts, and then fill this gap right here. If we don't get it, completely fine. Like, usually what happens is that we just keep moving up or we keep ranging here. That is also completely fine. But Bitcoin has been relatively weak with respect to equities lately. So any kind of major move down, like 2% or 3% even, is very bearish for crypto. So just keep an eye out on the SPX for that. I am taking some profit on my Ethereum short because it keeps sweeping these lows and holding. And I'll see you in the next video update. And I'll see you in the Telegram if you're in there. Thanks for watching, guys.